All right. Matt, the mortgage guy. In today's video, I'm going to talk about housing market crash. And I don't know if you're tired of hearing about it. I am personally, but there's so much information out there. I want to help you weed through all of it, right? Because fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, as the kids call it, reigns supreme, right? If it bleeds, it leads. The stuff gets clicks, the stuff gets views. So people are going to put that stuff out more than ever. You got to be able to weed through it and see what's true and what's not. Stay tuned. All right, Matt, the mortgage guy, residential mortgage broker. If you're looking to get a mortgage, if you're looking at refinancing, go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the form, let us know where you're at, how we can help. We're happy to help out. In today's video, I simply want to go through some of the stuff you're going to find online if you're legitimately trying to find, hey, what's going on with the real estate market in 2022 and 2023? Should I buy as a first-time home buyer? Should I buy as an investor? What should I believe? What should I not believe? Unfortunately, there's so much information out there right now, so much bad information that it's hard to see anything clear, right? I'm going to try to clear that up for you and be forewarned. Even though I'm a mortgage broker, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm not just going to paint the picture that, real estate's the best investment class ever on the face of the earth. It's never going to go down. Real estate's always going to be a winner. I'm also not going to do some of the things that these folks I'm going to show you do for clicks. All right, so let's jump into it. First and foremost, I'm going to tell you a quick 30 seconds on the real estate market. Inventory is up. Home buyer demand is down. That is going to cause a shift in the housing market. Some people use the term moderate. I think that's the best word to use. We have seen over the last couple of years, 15, 20, 25, 30% home price appreciation in markets across the country. 30% in some markets, as low as 10 or 15% in other markets. But real estate is on a steep upward trajectory when you look at it from a price perspective. That is going to change. We've already seen it happen, right? But going from 20% appreciation to flat or 0% appreciation does not mean 50% decline in prices, 30% decline in prices. That stuff is just so far gone in terms of what can truly happen. I don't know where these folks come up with this stuff, but the person I'm going to start with is somebody who I happen to disagree with a lot, who's got it right on this clip, right? Diana Olik from CNBC is super bearish in general on the housing market. She's never got a nice thing to say about the housing market. In this clip, which I'm going to show you, she actually gets it right, which, she's talked about a crash for years. Like you could go back and Google 2014 housing crash, 2015 housing crash, 2016 housing crash, and put Diana Olik in the title. I guarantee you're going to find something about her talking about a crash. In this clip, I think she absolutely hit the nail on the head when she talked about, sure, we've got interest rates up, prices up, so monthly payment is up. That's going to hurt demand. I agree with that 100%. I'll put the sound on so you can hear her.
Was in 2019, and for a lot of first-time buyers,
she really hits it on the head.
And even for move-up buyers, it's definitely taking the heat out of demand, Kelly. Probably the biggest question, we'll explore this more with our guest in a moment, is the market going to crash like we saw in 06, 07, or are we likely to just kind of tread water here at this plateau? I think the latter, treading water at a plateau. We're not going to crash the way we were in 2006, 2007, because that was all about bad mortgage underwriting and these rates that would adjust when homeowners just couldn't afford it. And then when prices came down, they were underwater. They had no way out. That is not the situation now, more of a plateau. Do you pick up, though, on any more creative financing problems that could, interestingly enough, crop up now in response to this affordability shock? Well, you were talking about the mortgage lenders, how they have nothing, no business, no refi business, and they're losing their purchase business. So are they going to start to drop some of their standards a little bit? Are we going to see more of the 3% down, the 5% down? Perhaps we're already seeing more demand for adjustable rate mortgages. So perhaps, but again, not 2007, 2000.
Okay, so somebody who's traditionally bearish, Diana Olik, hits it on the head here. And I agree with all of it. To her concerns about mortgage products, I think that's a legitimate concern. You know, mortgage refinance demand is down 76%. I feel it. I know it. I'm a mortgage broker, right? Refinance that we had last year is down 75 to 80% across the board. It just doesn't make sense for people to do a rate and term refi to lower their interest rate because, let's face it, 80% of people have refinanced under a 4% rate. If rates are currently in the 5, no reason for a refinance, right? So there's only, you know, scenario specific things where a refinance makes sense, whether it's cash out, whether it's, you know, going through divorce, whatever the case may be, right? To her point about 3% down and 5% down, I don't really get that because those products have always existed. Those products, when you've got a well-qualified buyer and all the other underwriting standards that are around that, those things don't default at a high rate. The average down payment for a first-time home buyer is somewhere between 7 and 9%. So while some of them put down 20%, a lot of them put down 3% and 5%. With that comes DTI requirements, comes, you know, credit requirements. There's, you know, some skin in the game, albeit it's less skin, right? 3 and 5% plus closing costs is something. So I don't think that should be a concern. The adjustable rate stuff that's coming to the market is underwritten fairly strictly as well, right? So this is not stated income 100% down, 550 credit score, 2008 type stuff. So I don't see that yet. I haven't seen lenders, you know, any of them really go out with super crazy, risky, creative products. Still yet to be seen. I want to save some time in this video because I do want to go through, I don't ever point fingers or talk smack, but when you talk about people who love fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and love just, you know, doing what they can to get clicks and views, my boy, 309,000 views. Folks are watching this stuff, right? So obviously this stuff resonates with people. And in this latest video from Reventure Capital, I just want you to watch with me. Tell me if it's as ridiculous as I think it is, or if you think that it makes sense and it holds some merit.
On the market this weekend, they average about a 16% decline in the list price from what Zillow said the value was. And we can see, zooming in further to a zip code level, there's certain zip codes and neighborhoods that are down by as much as 30%. And to really understand what's going on here, take a look at this listing that's currently on Zillow, a 2-bed, 2-bath in Oakland. It's currently on the market for $979,000. That's a massive 35% below what Zillow still says the value.
I got to take a deep breath. This guy is telling you that there's a housing crash coming. He's telling you that it's a 35% decrease. You know what the decrease is from? The Zestimate, what Zillow says it's worth. Have you, I mean, let's stop for a second. We're not saying that home prices have gone down 35%. We're saying that an algorithm that everybody jokes about being inaccurate, Zillow, their Zestimate versus the list price is 35% off. Trust me, you could look in Zillow and you can find 10 more of these. You can also find 10 more where the Zestimate's here and the list price is here. It's just not always going to be accurate. There's millions of homes, right? And then his next one, he dives into the specifics, right?
Basically, there's a reset going on in the U.S. housing market right now, where a lot of the appreciation that occurred during the pandemic, particularly the last 6 to 12 months, well, it's almost as if sellers coming to market right now are acting as if that appreciation never happened, and they're listing their homes for what the value was 6, 12, maybe 18 months ago.
That what the value was according to Zillow. That's the problem with this whole argument, brother.
Look at this 3-bed, 3-bath listing in Denver, which has now been on the market for 10 days. Its current list price of $899,000 is a massive 23% below what the Zillow value estimate was.
23% what the Zillow value estimate is. All right, let's look at this Denver property because obviously real estate's falling off a cliff. Denver real estate is down 23%. Again, this is how you can manipulate numbers. And I'm telling you, 309,000 people have clicked this video over the last, probably, I think this video is less than 3 days old. So in the last 72 hours, we've got 309,000 views. And I just want to let you know, Reventure Capital, I like your stuff. I like it all the time. I disliked this video because it's misleading. Let's be honest about this video. Very misleading when you're comparing list price to an algorithm's Zestimate. Not digging it, brother. So this one he's talking about, it's listed at $899, but we've got a Zestimate of 1.172, down 23%. All right, let's go back to Pearl Street. Let's look at the history of Pearl Street and let's see how this market has just absolutely just crashed, right? Because Zillow says it's worth 1.172. Hint, the algorithm's messing up on this one. It's not exactly right. Because we could go back, let's go back to 2012. It sold for $455. Okay. Somebody lived in it for a little bit. Then in 2015, 3 years later, it sold for $635. What's that? Rough math. 180 on 450. Like a 40% increase over the 3-year period that person owned it. Pretty good. And then somebody owned it from 2015 to 2022, listed for $899. I would say it probably sells between 900 and $1 million. I don't know that market that well, but let's just say it sells at list price. That's going to mean from 635 to 900, if it's gone up 270, another 35 or 40% increase over those 7 years. No matter what the Zillow algorithm says, and if it had it like going up to 1.2, because like, trust me, I've got software I send out to all my clients. That's really cool software. It accurately estimates their home value. It shows them what would happen if they refinanced or moved up or did some other things. That thing is off sometimes. I've got multiple properties of my own entered in there. Every once in a while, I'm like, why does it say 450 on this one? This one could sell for 700. It just happens. Algorithms, data, when you've got enough of it, there's going to be errors here and there, right? And so this whole argument about home prices are dropping fast because the list price is actually below what the value estimate was in late. It's the value estimate. The value estimate, bro. I don't care what the value estimate was on Zillow's algorithm. We look at sold homes and true comps. I mean, most realtors know this. This guy knows it. Kudos to you, brother. Crushing it with the views, crushing it with the channel who's got 200,000 subscribers. If you like this stuff, if it pumps dopamine in you to look at fear, uncertainty, and doubt and home prices crumbling, kudos to you. Go watch this shit. I'm just saying I wouldn't necessarily look at this information as reliable source of what's going to go on in the real estate market over the next couple of years. For the sake of not making this video too long and for the sake of wrapping this thing up, what I will tell you is that we've got demand in millennial buyers. We've got a bunch of money floating around in the economy that was pumped in over the last couple of years. Is home buyer demand down? Yes. Are, things going to happen with interest rates and affordability that pulls that demand down over the next couple of years? Yes. Are we still relatively short in inventory? Yes. Is the percentage of vacancies in the U.S. like 0.8%, meaning that like there's just like that as a push up on demand? Yes. All of this to say, I agree with Diana Olik. We're going to flatten out. We're going to get into a market that's a little bit more favorable towards buyers because it's not 15 offers, it's 3. Is it going to fall off a cliff? No chance. This one got longer than I expected, but here we are. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, if you want to talk to me and my team, get started, anything mortgage related, we're happy to help. GreatMortgageBroker.com. The sky's not falling. Your hair's not on fire. Everything's going to be okay. And, apologies to anybody I offended in this video, but we gonna see.